I want to thank you all for being here and witnessing and making this historic win happen. The Red for Ed actions. When we show our legislators and our leaders that when we fight for our students and we fight for our schools, we don't fight alone, but that we are joined by thousands of students and parents and community members and later leaders and houses of worship and strong allies who, like us, care deeply for public education. Today, we are telling lawmakers that we want all taxpayer-funded schools to follow the same rules, the same transparency and accountability standards, to put an end to the waste, fraud, and abuse that are draining millions from our public schools. Today, we are telling lawmakers that decisions about expanding charter schools should be made by local school districts, by parents and educators, period. Today, we're telling California legislature that we must hit the pause button on the growth of privately managed charter schools until the broken laws that govern them are fixed. Now, let me be clear. We love all public schools. We love our brothers and our sisters in charter schools. But what we don't like is the abuse, and we don't like the waste, and we don't like the fraud and the games that are played by people who are getting rich off of our students. This must stop. And if you are ready to stop this waste, fraud, and abuse, then raise your fist in the air and say enough is enough. Enough is enough. Say enough is enough. Enough is enough. If you are ready to build a public school for all students, regardless of the zip code they live in, the color of their skin, the languages they speak, or whom they love, raise your fist in the air and say enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. If you are ready for full funding to help our students and our colleges succeed, raise your fist in the air and say enough is enough. Enough is enough. And if you're tired of a system that shortchanges our students and benefits only a few, if you're tired of New York paying twice what we do for our students, if you are tired of being the 5th largest economy in the world and only 44th in per pupil spending, if you are ready to be number one, raise your fist in the air and say enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Are you ready to be number one? But it's going to take work, and it's not going to be fixed today, and it's not going to be fixed with this year's budget, or it's not going to be fixed with next year's budget. And we're going to have to be heard right here in this building. We're going to have to be heard on L Street. We're going to have to be heard on Wall Street. And we're going to have to be heard on Pennsylvania Avenue. So, thank you for being here. Make some noise. And when you go home today, it's not done. I want you to go home, and then I want you to rest and be safe and ready for everything you did today. But then start talking. Talk to your family. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to your lawmakers. Talk to everybody and tell them that enough is enough, that we need to fully fund our public schools, that we need all schools. I don't care about the speech. In fact, if it wasn't for littering, I'd do that. Because I know one thing I want to say. I want to raise my fist in the air and say enough is enough. Enough is enough. Say it with me, enough is enough.